What's up, guys? This is the Rifleman, and I am back to bring you to the next episode of my Empire Total War Let's Play as the Ottoman Empire. So to pick up where we left off, we've basically just done lots of fighting against Poland here north of the Carpathian Mountains, and we're now in a position to attack Warsaw. And also, we've established our first colony in that we've taken Trincomalee, and it is now under our control. We won't be able to leave for some time because cultural unrest is still quite significant, and I'm not about to start building church schools and so on. So what's going to happen is we're probably going to end up building a bit of a garrison force to keep the territory secure, and then we'll want to sail this army away with a few extra units to attack places like, well, particularly Punda. Punda's where I'd like to get to, because Punda, you've got a high yield sugar plantation and the weaver's cottage, whereas lots of these other territories, they're just one sugar plantation, and even then, this is high yield sugar plantation for Antigua, but here you get the town. I guess we'd probably have to go Trinidad and Tobago, then Punda, because I don't think we can get straight there, and the pirates will just mob us. Then once we do that, we don't really have any actual enemies yet in the Americas. We could maybe go after, you know, the native nations if we wanted to. But we're not at war with Spain, we're not at war with Britain, we're not at war with France. There's no easy opportunities yet, but that's okay, because we are still, well, I'm still mainly interested in developing my economy, because, I mean, we actually cover quite a large amount of area with a lot of towns that can make a lot of money. So I want to get that firing first. But anyway, let's hit N10. Now, I keep saying it every turn and then subsequently don't do it. We need to start building a bit of a navy. It's not going to be a top tier navy. It's not going to be able to stand up against France or Britain just yet. But I think that part of that is just because we are a land power. We cover a lot of ground. Oh yes, good. Okay, so Poland's left Warsaw unguarded. We're going to jump in there, destroy every building, and then leave. Then the Polish are going to... The Papal States want to raid my port, and my entire garrison's backing me. Yeah, I might try and make peace with the Papal States, because I don't want to attack Italy yet. I'm not interested in that. Well, Venice. Diplomacy. I mean, they're almost certainly going to say no, right? Because we are the Ottoman Empire. But if I say no, let's peace out. I might actually do that, because it will fund their war against France. Yes. Will fund their war against France, which is good, because it will keep them off our back. It was a significant investment. But it makes this area safe. And we end up making sure this conflict continues a little bit more. As soon as France takes this, Venice is going to be under siege now from like a combined Franco-Spanish alliance. So it's in our interest to keep Rome alive. I got my 2 galley with Greek fire, which I haven't used yet. I can't really do anything. Can't build much of a fleet of any sort. This doesn't really... Actually, building a navy doesn't really work until we get our naval technologies up and running. Again, we're still not seeing any sort of bending from the Venetians here. So the time may soon be coming to attack Patras. Bosnia has a new town. A lot of cultural unrest, but we're nearly going to get to the point where we're 50% Turkish, so we can probably stand to go for craft workshop. We're pretty up to strength. Not quite up to strength. There's the army that's here. Let's go after Warsaw. Garrison line, citizen militia, no artillery, couple of these, all these cavalry units are just really badly hurt. I mean, I guess it depends actually. We might keep it. I don't know. My instinct is to keep it, to just deny it to Poland. But it is quite a large salient out into Central Europe, which I don't think we're in a position to do yet. Well, I suppose by keeping it, we may be more likely to be able to do it because we can develop it to a degree where it supports our empire. I don't know. Just that front line against Poland. Trying to go east and west, or the risk of having to go east and west, is very, very worrisome. Okay, they're actually potentially deploying quite close to it. Probably not that close, but let's drop a... This is the little bit of ground I'd probably like, to be honest. Well, let's assume they're not coming right for us. Drop a brigade on one side of the guns, drop a brigade on the other side of the guns. Get our melee infantry set up to start flanking. Split up the cav. There we go, we were right to assume they weren't coming right for us. Not ideal ground. Get everybody up. Oh. Once our guns are set up, they're going to come after us. Is good. Ultimately, I could try and ransom Warsaw back, being like, I'll give it to you, but here's what I'm going to need. Combined force of organ guns and demi-cannons. The demi-cannons will do some good damage. The organ guns will eviscerate them when they get closer. With such a large cavalry-focused army, you may as well aim for that citizen militia, because if you miss, or when you miss, you might hit a bunch of stuff around them. Fire! Very much an area effect weapon. Cavalry I'd like to hit, but they're all two in cover. Got a few kills though of the winged hussars. And my demi-cannon picking off that large unit of winged hussars. You look how quickly the demi-cannons get back into position. While the organ guns are useful, but they're already up, ready to get some good hits, and the regular artillery is just quite damaging as well. If it gets a hit, which none of those did. A couple of bounces. Okay, in which case I'm probably going to want to focus on that cav unit. The organ guns try and go for the pike blocks ahead of us. Yeah, like right now, the ground is... You need to slowly come forward a bit, really. Even then, that's not great. You are still in the bowl. Oh, there we go. You're in position. Excellent hit. 14 hussars killed with 1 or 2 shots there. Let them commit. Now you have to start blasting them with the canister shot. Cavalry whip around the flanks. Probably best if you actually blast the pikemen because they are advancing in numbers. At least the infantry are going to stand off and engage in a musket fight. One lancers. Into the thick of it! Into the thick of it! Go on, hammer through them because they're so close already. And charge on into the 9th Regiment. Armoured Sipahi go for the winged hussars. Bring my Bashi bazooks in, ready to wrap around the rear of these pikes. Seeing lots of routing flags on that side of the map. That's it. Excellent. We wrapped around and flanked behind the Bashi bazooks, the pikemen. Keep going, keep going. One Azap infantry. Okay, right. Push forward. Push, 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 push. Charge on. Gunners, ceasefire. Fire one shot into these provincial cavalry. Got the time. Ceasefire. That was a shot from the demi cannons. Go push into the pikes. Keep them pinned. Excellent. Bring the cavalry back around. Wheel right. Lances dipped. Winged hussars are in the mix as well. A real mixed bag army this is. This is why I like playing as the Ottomans and the well, not just the Ottomans, lots of the Eastern nations really. It's because you do just get a really fun mix of everything. Push the cav on to attack the armed citizenry. My cavalry are here and they're doing good work, but they are light cavalry in combat, so they will win eventually, but I want to try and minimise losses. The Lancer cavalry. I don't think it was necessarily needed. They were broken beforehand, but still. There we go. Good damage. They ain't coming back. A citizen militia. The dubious honour of being the last remaining fighting unit on the field for Poland. Excellent. Oh no you don't. Let's see those spikes. Excellent. Warsaw is ours. So in the first instance, let's tear everything down. Let's bring... Well, let's start to put more pressure on the Polish economy by forcing them to come back and rebuild all of these buildings. Going to certainly add an extra challenge. See how they get on. Cool. In theory, that's ours. We could... And look, got one army there and nothing else really. Still, I think this is this is a fun idea. Rip everything down. Or raise your cities to the floor. Ideally, we'll give it back to them before before it happens, because otherwise they'll spawn a rebellion army and then they'll come back to full strength again. If we can tear it down, give it back to Poland. To be fair, it's probably actually easier to break it down, leave, and then just give it to Poland for free. Austria wants trade. How the mighty have fallen. Feeble, destitute. Why not? Oh, because Prussia's coming for you. Gonna march back onto Warsaw. They're going to try and stop us. Don't think it's going to work. But yes, I think... Yeah, we want to give it to them before they rebel, so they don't generate all these new rebel armies. $12,300. Yeah, they really don't like us. Diplomacy. Poland. Region. Offer. Oh no, it's demand region. Offer. Poland. No technologies we want. Or demand 3,000 from you. Still think it's probably in our interest just to say fine, have it. They can't do anything with it. Look, our other army's here in good shape as well now. We could drive on. I'm okay with it being like it is now. Force them to spend money on it. This army's going to have to come back. I think I'm going to move this force east to try and raise Vilnius. Because I mean, Russia's there in numbers with good armies, but no artillery. Have an opportunity, I think. You have an opportunity. New town emerges in Moldavia. Excellent. Craft workshop it is, and we'll give you a governor's residence. Istanbul, let's give you a barracks. Probably worth sinking some money into upgraded mine. Yield cotton plantation average. Get a cotton plantation upgrade. Where upgrade the barracks in Hungary? I could. Ultimately I should, really, because we do gain research points for military technologies. So by not doing it, I might be saving money for my economy by making my research for military techs take longer. Yeah, I think I might just keep you here fighting to keep Poland. Right now, I've not got to worry about public order. I can just wander around the territory and fight. Let's bring Osman Sechi up to attack Vilnius. That will give us a front line with Russia, but it's an opportunity here to destroy Poland. I think we have to go for it. No letter of demands, Poland. I don't mind. So, down here in India. Oh, the barracks has been built, but I don't get much in the way of colonial infantry. Not until the next barracks. Indian expats. Mercenaries. I don't think I'm going to have much of a garrison here, really. Still. Upgrading my cotton plantation, it's probably worthwhile actually instead upgrading my tea plantation, because I think an average yield tea plantation earns more than an average yield cotton plantation, and it should do by a good chunk. Yeah, the Persians, the French, the Marathas are all getting tea. Sweden, Spain, 13 colonies, New Spain and Denmark. Nice. I may have made a rod for my own back now, actually, instead. Having destroyed all the buildings in Poland, I mean, ultimately, on one hand, doesn't really matter. Because it will probably balance out, because there's lots of industrial buildings and so on that provide negative public order bonuses that I didn't want. If I build an army to sit in there... no, I don't want to give you military access. You must fight through your own front line. Yeah, I might just, to be honest, I might just auto-resolve. Back you go. Yeah. Yeah, I think I might. Because Poland just has no other troops, we can advance. And because Prussia's mostly in the west, they're not at Königsberg. If we can stabilize Warsaw, we can strike north. 2 agents here. Let's bring one up towards Königsberg. Get you to... Yeah, infiltrate Vilnius, I suppose. But yeah, I think what I might do is get you out of the way. Ooh, actually, the odds are 50-50. But I suppose it's because lots of this army is quite weak. You're pretty weak as well, so if you come in to try and attack, you will not fail. Ah, scholars died in Mosul. New scholar in Mesopotamia. Oh, I don't think he did die. I think he's just faked his death. Brave soldier. We've got our first naval tech out of Mosul. Still might go from industry. I think Egypt, I'll focus Dana on naval techs and just start working down through this tree. Mosul, I do want to keep focusing on industry. If I can get measuring tools, that gets me the new roads. Barracks at Ankara, barracks at Vienna. Still can't make anything with it though. Janissary Grenadiers. Okay, well, what I am going to do. Right, well, I'm going to call up some Janissaries. Because there's lots of cool stuff we can make, just not in Vienna. Let's upgrade Bayes Mansion. I think it might have to be a Bayes Mansion. Garrison policing bonus for the Azat Musketeers. Let's get a couple of those. Because I want to destroy the barracks and replace it with a civil administration building. Oh no, wait, no, school. Oh no, it's not done yet. Get a Bayes Mansion in Belgrade. Yeah, Breslav's got nothing. Distance agriculture, negative influences, because they're heavily bankrupt. Yeah, so when the Prussians do come after us, it would be useful to have Warsaw as a bit of a eastern threat, because we could take Königsberg and start to force their troops back along the Baltic coast. So, yeah, I think we should have kept hold of Warsaw. I mean, this army, once they take Warsaw, I'm happy for them just to sit in it and not go anywhere. That's fine. So, rebuilding the city is okay. Especially as then Poland's troops are running around. I wonder if they were thinking about trying to get to Warsaw, considering it's so poorly garrisoned. Russian armies are strong. They're moving on to the Austrian front line. Nice one, Poland. Plenty of Russian troops in the field. I think they are, yes, they are still at war with Sweden, so I want to bolster my relationship with Sweden to keep Russian focus northward, not westward. I have no intention of attacking you, Russia. I just want to go after Poland. Alliance broken between Poland and Austria. Military statistics has been recent. Spies are doing good work. So military statistics. So Dana, let's get you on with flintlock cannon. Immediately hop over to them and get them a college. New town emerges in Rumelia. Go for a magistrate again for the balance between wealth and happiness. Always got to keep an eye on happiness because of the university. Cool, the Dana doing naval stuff. Don't need to worry about upgrading the farms in Ceylon because they are as good as they're going to get. They're building 2 schools in Warsaw. Move up to Vilnius. There is the Russian armies there. So Sweden. Create some text. You have measuring tools. Well, if I give you military statistics and improved gun carriages for measuring tool. An alliance, no. Military statistics, improved gun carriages, and bureaucracy for measuring. No, they really want an alliance. I don't want to be allied with them just yet. Build the barracks. I mean, the barracks at Hungary isn't going to necessarily make a huge difference. Don't want Berber musketeers. Bosnian troops are possible. A couple of Beylik Janissary musketeers, Beylik Janissaries melee infantry, just to start the progression, because I guess they're coming. Yeah, they are coming from Ankara, so they're going to take some time to wind their way through. One reason that makes roads so important. There we go. Attrition is kicking in. They are bankrupt. They've gone through all of their cash, so we just wait. Wait until they are no longer bankrupt, and these troops will become nothing, will become shells. Okay. Cool. I could upgrade it. Here in the territory. Don't have horse artillery. Can't research the next artillery building. In terms of guns, gotta be a couple of units of demi cannons. We need to start to build up our strength here, because Prussia, when they take Austria, will probably look at us and go, right, you're our next target. That's part of the reason why I wanted Warsaw, so then we could say, right, we can push up, take Königsberg, jump on Gdansk, and then start pushing the Prussian centre from the south and the east at the same time. I mean, really, we don't really have to do this. I might actually... take Warsaw, make peace with Poland. We've got a nice front line, and we're positioned nicely for the next war against Prussia. I think that's the right name. As we all know, the AI does not like it when the human player has a border with them for long periods. Particularly if they're a major power, like Russia. They will eventually come for us. It becomes a question of allies. Who's going to join them? Oh, and they've got an alliance with Georgia. So if this is our plan, we need to strengthen our border with Georgia. Because if we don't, Georgia's almost certainly going to join the war. Because they really don't like us. So we need to be real careful that we don't suddenly expose a big threat for ourselves in the Middle East. So let's start bolstering the army on the front line. Eastern Scholar, get you over to Ghana. Take you a few turns. That's Luxor's developed. Turkish bath, which is great. So the recruitment started. Okay, I might actually recruit a barracks here at Yerevan because we've got quite a good fleet of troops here that we can actually recruit from. Something like that. That's a good core right there. Granted, they've got 2 stacks. Something like that. Sucked up a bit of our extra cash. Withdraw from Vilnius. We've already fought the garrison here at Warsaw, so we're not going to do it again. Territory is ours. You hate us. We're going to have to fight some rebellions. Now if I say Poland, peace and trade. They've taken it, which is great. Got 2 armies here to fight the rebellion. Get a religious school built. I mean, yeah, so there's gonna be a bit of a learning period. So I might build a magistrate. A barracks. We're probably gonna want an artillery building. We're gonna want a calligraphers, I guess. Almost certainly we're not going to be able to remove the risk of rebellion, but at least it's now just the rebellion, not war. But to be fair, if Prussia doesn't beat Austria, we might attack Prussia anyway, because Breslau will be a nice breakwater to prevent them from moving east in numbers. We can move up and hit Gdansk and Königsberg. Got Poland, that's fine. Heck, nothing on the horizon. Okay. Yeah, we could very much do with good roads, particularly if we're going to be relying on recruitment from Ankara to get our best troops. Otherwise, it's going to take a while to get to a good spot. So France is gearing up for another army to invade Papal States. With that 6 grand that we gave them, hopefully that buys Papal States a bit of time. Wants trade and square foot. Yeah, why not? Keeps Austria alive. The longer Austria stays alive, the longer they spend killing Prussians, drawing Prussian attention. It's unfortunate we weren't able to get... You know, Russia wants peace. Yes! Let's give peace with everybody. My Eastern Front is super secure now. We really can put one eye on attacking Prussia. Both eyes on attacking Prussia, really. Navy fails to beat the Spanish Armada. An agent insisted on, you're not going anywhere, Buster. 2 new towns. Delia, one of the 2. Growth. I mean, we are still chipping away at it, but let's build a church, a religious school, because we've already got an industrial building. And we've got another town growing anyway, so this would just help solidify our front line. And in Hungary itself, Again, Turkish culture's growing. You're generally okay because you've got a bit of a garrison. Cultural unrest could definitely be better. Again, I might go for a magistrate. I really like magistrate. Little bit of happiness, bit of repression, bit of town wealth and town wealth growth. This is lovely. Not necessarily the best in either. But even then, if you build a happiness building, it cuts your tax base. So, well, it doesn't cut the base, it cuts your tax rate. But I really like this combination. So magistrates, if you're not quite sure what to pick between money and wealth, a great option. A drinker. Bosnia's iron workshop. Was getting an iron workshop, and Serbia, your iron workshop has been upgraded. Okay. Demi-cannons in Hungary as well. Cultural unrest is going down fast, but not fast in... But at the very least, we've got... Although I might... That would be okay. We've got 2 armies here, so whatever rebels appear, we'll definitely be able to deal with them. Question is, they might... Well, they will tear down some of our buildings. Isn't a problem in of itself. In fact, if we build the farms, we might be able to attract them to raid the farms, and it will use up their movement, and then we can pin them down and destroy them. Okay, let's get the barracks built as well. Peace with Russia, hooray! So it's only a letter of demands right now. Good. Here comes some more reinforcements from Korea. It's only a letter of demands, so next turn they're going to break something, and the turn after that they're going to rebel. Broadly going to be fine. Nearly 2,000. Not enough. Still not enough to repair that weaver's cottage. I mean, I don't think I need you here anymore, Coffee House. Free you up to support the economy of our people. Still in free fall from bankruptcy because they can't sustain all these units, so each individual unit will get weaker and weaker and weaker. Is perfect. Okay, there are any farms we can upgrade? $1,200. Fine. We'll upgrade the rice paddies here at Trincomalee. Nice. Boys are on the move. Reinforcements are on the move. Hoovering. Yeah, France really wants Rome. Well, I'm inclined to let them have it for now if I get Central Europe. We do have to be aware of their navy is quite a critical risk for us in the future. So focusing on naval technologies is a... Well, having it one university specifically focus on those technologies is a completely acceptable and correct idea. Animal husband... No, I don't want to give you military access, Prussia. No. Bad Prussia, bad. Lost visibility on what's going on at St. Petersburg. I send one of my spies up there to keep an eye on what's happening. I suppose I think my spy in Moscow's been killed. I'll move spy over that direction. Another letter of demands. I know he's been kicked out. That's infiltrate. Yes. I know. Riot. They damaged the religious schools, so it's not going to be able to help them. It's not going to be able to help reduce the rage of the population. Couple of basic units plus 2 more janissaries, just because they're going to take a long time to get here. 2,000. Probably focus on upgrading some of the steadier regions right now. The warehouse I want for most keys. Upgrade the barracks at Iasi because it's going to be on the front line. Same with Liv. So I might not. Oh no, I can get Azat Musketeers. I'll be able to do something with them. We're going to have to infiltrate Vilnius just to keep an eye on what's happening. Really bothered about the Grand Admiralty, but I guess it might. Public servant dies. What crappy minister's taken their place? You, Minister of the Army, or the +1 treasury, +1 management, +1 justice, +1 management. You're great at the treasury and justice position. They're both full. Put you into Minister of the Army. Or recruitment. Just going to keep moving on up to the front line. Yeah, I think going after Prussia is probably our best bet. It will still be challenging because we'll have a lot of cultural unrest issues, but this is why we've got translated dictionaries. It'll help us take those territories a little bit faster. Yeah, we're going to have some serious naval engagements, but we just don't have the ability to compete. We may have been able to, say, gobble up individual ships like this, but it's not worth going to war with Spain over it. Come on, Austria. Repel them. Repel. Has been pushed back. Rebellion! Oh. By rebellion they mean that handful up there. That's going to be an auto-resolve, methinks. One tidy little rebellion, then yeah, they're going to be fine with it. I might use my weaker Janissary unit to siege the rest. Try and maintain their experience. You will become... Probably... You'll lose that experience, Chevron, I would guess. You're gaining 102 troops with no experience. School of Calligraphers built. Let's get the School of Poetry. Upgrade the small religious school at Lords. Get a magistrate. Again, balance between happiness and income. There's a full Prussian. relatively full. Probably get a base mansion at Hungary. Because if we do have to advance, we can then start to we don't have to worry about cultural unrest back home. Get some more Janissary musketeers from somewhere. Where are you? Well, no, not those Janissaries. These. Back over to Armenia. Because you guys aren't really. You were great when they were all I had there to defend. Not what I really want. Okay, Dana. 3 turns till they grow into a college. Got 2 agents going into the same building right there. They're the same settlement, so we need to fix that. Oh, I thought they were successful. No, it looks like the Austrians have moved their troops out of the capital. Why? They're going to surrender to the Prussian will. Yes, this is our next end. I mean, it was somewhat inevitable because we crushed the Austrians. It meant they didn't have a army to really stop the Austrians. Go on, Papal States. Kick them out. Kick out the French. I don't need 2 of you. Ooh, the Russians have taken St. Petersburg, so Sweden's on the back foot now. New town emerges in Bulgaria. Craft workshop. Need to make some money. Nation destroyed. The Mughal Empire. Okay, that's kind of not good because now the Marathas are looking, going right. Who do we go after next? Cheaper craft workshop upgrade. No, they're still a bit grumpy. Once we get the magistrate, that'll probably cool them down. Great gained drunken. Getting tanked out in the wilderness. Let's get a couple of Janissary units as well. Demands, not a problem. You can demand away. Doesn't mean we're going to listen. Get a couple more barracks upgrades just because they add more research points for military tech. Danny's on to ring bayonet. Increases our recruitment cost, but gives us a charge bonus, which is great because we are doing lots of melee action anyway. Horse artillery. Improved volley fire is probably a good one to get next. Speeds up loading time. Increases our marksmanship. Cool. Going to get a new batch of better infantry into the European theatre. If Austria is still alive, we can take a slightly more lackadaisical approach to our attack. Because they're still acting as a breakwater. It's when they don't exist that we know that time is going to be creeping along quickly. Because we'll know that the AI's calculus will be factoring us in as a adversary. Ideally, we will attack while Austria exists, because that will minimize their ability to focus their intention on us. They've still got the Austrians. It looks like Poland is still gearing up, ready for a scrap. Papal states are taking up advanced positions. There we go. They've chilled out a little bit more. Let's get a governor's residence. Let's upgrade the religious school to a regional religious school. Just because whatever Turkish population we have in the territory, we want to try and boost their happiness as much as possible. Can't tax them quite yet. Upgrade the farm. The Janissaries are only now just about making it into theatre. Grenadiers, Christian Ludwig Brandenburg Regiment. I mean, there are going to be lots of good infantry here, so we are going to need Janissary level infantry to remain competitive. Lots of that investment's happening in Poland. Cultural unrest is dropping again. 1% at a time, which is okay. Yeah, there's the Polish army. Recruit a couple of infantry. So we can afford to send one unit to kind of cover this area. One army can take Königsberg if we can develop a Warsaw garrison. We can develop this sort of crust on the outside of the Prussian Empire. Does look like Poland is gearing up for it again. $400. 2,700. I need to rebuild that building. Let's build a barracks in Venice, just because we may end up having to fight out of this territory. Okay. I really would like better roads. Even then, it might only cut the journey time down by 1 or 2 turns. It won't turn it from a 7-turn event to a 3-turn event. It might make it down to 5. That's another reason why I'm interested in building barracks in more places, is because it might give us more opportunities potentially to recruit Janissaries closer to the operational area, as well as boosting our military tech research speed. If we're going to be weak on the sea, we need to be strong on land. Poland, no, Poland. Poland's going to go after Königsberg. They might force our hand. I want Königsberg. You can't have it. Yeah, I need to grab Königsberg, because if I wait, an entire French army just got annihilated on the Italian coast. Yes, I think I got to move on Königsberg, because if I don't and they take it, it means that we want to form that crust. Then we need to fight east and west at the same time, which is exactly what I don't want. Can't get there. The only hope is that this German army swings east and intercepts that Polish army. I'll move up to the coast, move up to the border, bring you in to garrison the city, who I can now tax. Barracks at Yerevan. Ooh, Arabic light cavalry. Get Janissaries here, which is super useful. Light cavalry. Well, Arabic auxiliary and Kinchi, assuming is how that's pronounced. You back inside the territory. Let's grade the roads. Do a bit of that. Another block of Janissaries in. Agent detect. No, I'm here. Too bad I can't. Ooh. Sabotage army. Mission failed. No. That was my shot. Try and sabotage the army and prevent them from moving. $5,400. Upgrade 9 workshop. Okay, bankruptcy starting to level off on Venice here, so now might be the time to put Patras under siege. Bring up the reinforcement. Then just sit them under siege. Force them, if they want to come at us, they have to attack us. We will be defending against their attack. Reinforcements continue to move up to the front. If I can recruit Bailic Janissaries on the front line, that would be great. I can call out the proper Janissaries from Anatolia as and when I need them. But yeah, if we can start upgrading our front line from Azat Musketeers and Israeli to Janissaries, that would be better, particularly fighting in Europe. I mean, not that I want them all replaced. Having a good mix will be fine, because it allows us to support more armies. But yeah, Poland marching. Prussia is marching east. They're going to... They've put Königsberg under siege. They've not attacked it yet. So there's an opportunity. Yeah, we missed the boat when they made their move. It was too late. Should really have checked to see if they were at war. Fine, St. Petersburg. If I declare war on Austria, these are all their allies. Georgia's the problem. Sweden's unfortunate. Hanover I don't care about. And France is scary. Not going to call my allies. And I'm going to see what... I mean, I've got to do it. Yes, Sweden hasn't joined them. France is joining them, it looks like. Yep, Georgia's joining them. That's to be expected. Okay, so it's all because I wanted Königsberg. I wonder if I'll be able to immediately go... Press peace and trade. Peace, trade, tech... Offer you government by consent. Ooh, that's a good outcome. I don't want to be at war with France with their navy. I don't need them landing in here. I'm at war with Prussia, which is fine. I can steal this territory from under Poland's nose because they haven't gone for it. This army can reinforce, but that's okay. And Georgia is also a threat now. Let's recruit cavalry to the south from Baghdad to ride north to Yerevan. I mean, because I do want Georgia. If they don't immediately jump on us, we'll get an extra 4 units of infantry. But right now, this is... They come at us with everything. That's spooky. So much so, I might redirect these Janissaries east. Paul's got the barracks. Don't worry about most of these guys. Yeah, so right now it creates a problem for Prussia now, because they've got Austria, which is not just holding, but doing well. Ludwig von Baden-Baden, a bit of a beast. They've now got us to deal with. So, let's attack Königsberg. But, looking at the timer, oh yeah, and Poland does not join us because they're not obligated to join us. But yes, looking at the timer, I believe it's time to end the episode. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.